Hey everyone, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Jeffree Cosmetics Pricked Collection. I've got just about the entire collection here in front of me, minus the mirrors and a couple of mascaras because they shipped in a separate order. But we have one, so we can roll with it and create some kind of beautiful orange toned look. So if you're as excited as I am and you want to see what's inside this collection and see what kind of look we can create, and if you'd like to know a little bit more about the Pricked Collection, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. This is a massive collection, guys. We have a lot of stuff to cover, so let's jump right in. I got this entire bundle from Jeffree Cosmetics website. It was $375, and the bundle contains everything except the mirrors, which I was so sad about because I thought they were going to be in the bundle, but they were not. That's okay though. I pulled one out from Halloween last year, or a couple of years ago, and it's orange, so it fits. We'll be fine. The bundle I ordered contains the Pricked Artistry Palette, the Supreme Frost in the shade Crystal Kumquat and Citrus Bling, 3 lip scrubs, Orange Gummy Bear, Cantaloupe, and Blood Orange, 6 Velour Liquid Lipstick, 6 Supreme Glosses, and 3 proof mascaras. This one is in the shade Coral. It's the only one that they sent. The shades Brown and Blood Orange are going to be part of a separate order. First things first, I've got to smell these lip scrubs, and I guess go ahead and use one of them. And these are $12 each on the Jeffree Cosmetics website. So in no particular order, I've got Cantaloupe here. I'm so addicted to these. I've got the worst sweet tooth in the whole wide world. And if you give me a pot of just plain sugar with flavoring added in, I'm gonna love it and I'm gonna eat it. Well, I'm gonna use it as a lip scrub. The Cantaloupe definitely does not taste like a cantaloupe because it's very sweet. And I don't think I've ever tasted a cantaloupe that was that sweet, but it tastes good. It tastes like cantaloupe candy. Now, Blood Orange. That smells exactly like a grapefruit. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be, I think. I just hope it doesn't taste exactly like a grapefruit because grapefruits are super tart to me. Oh yeah, that tastes like grapefruit the way I like to eat it. I like to take it and get a plate of sugar and just dip the grapefruit into the sugar, then take bites of it. Then it tastes more like an orange to me, like a blood orange. Imagine that. And last is the Orange Gummy Bear. I saved this one for last because I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm gonna love and use. I don't know yet, just a guess, because I sure do love me some gummy bears.
I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear, gummy bear.
That definitely tastes like a gummy bear. Now I suppose I should probably use one as a lip scrub. You know, not only do these taste amazing, but they're also actually really good lip scrubs. Obviously, it's mainly sugar, but whatever he uses in them to bind the sugar together, that part feels really, really good on the lips, and it feels really nourishing. Lips are exfoliated and looking a little bit more plump. Now I'm just gonna hydrate a little bit. I just love how yummy those are, not to mention how affordable they are. Now we're gonna save the lipsticks, highlighter, and mascara for whenever we actually get to that point of the makeup. So that means we get to jump into the Pricked Artistry Palette. Don't you guys love the fact that he made this like a handbag? That is so different. I don't know of any other brand that has made their eyeshadow palette into a handbag. This definitely follows suit with his previous Blood palettes. Obviously, this is not a Blood Sister palette like the Blood Sugar, Blue Blood, Bloodlust, etc., etc. But he still made the casing just like he does for the regular Blood Sister palette. And now, the reveal. That barbed wire is so cool. The cute little clasp on top to keep it locked or unlocked. Then on the back, it shows the Jeffree Cosmetics logo and some social media details down at the bottom. Now let's open this beautiful baby up because I have not seen what it looks like in person yet. I love that it has the little cloth pieces here to hold the mirror from going back too far. This is so perfect. You can sit this down on a table, vanity, whatever, and do your makeup with a huge mirror. And the color story itself. You know, it's not nearly as orange as I thought it was based on the pictures online. Yes, we have some orange, no doubt about it, but there's also some really interesting other tones in here that I really didn't expect to see. That shade right there is insane. I've got to swatch this. I need to see what these shades look like. I need to see them with flash, without flash, so I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in so that we can get started on swatches. And there's the full color story from the Jeffree Cosmetics Prick to Artistry palette. I'll go ahead and insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And here's our video close-up. There are a lot more mattes in this palette than I originally... We've actually only got 6 metallic shades, and some of them are more like the soft, kind of satiny kind of metallics. Then closer to the bottom, we've got more of those really intense, like metal looking metallics. I started out with priming my eyes with my P. Louise base. Now I'm going to use the Morphe M433 brush and go into the shade Orange Fatale. I think a cut crease is calling my name today, so that means we're going to have a lot of color and a lot of dimension. Oh my god, look at that orange. The pigment is real. Looks like I took an orange highlighter and just stuck it to my eye. Wow, that is a gorgeous color. And you know what? I'm feeling a little extra today, so we're gonna pull this out into a big giant wing shape. It is an artistry palette, and it's this moment in my videos when everyone leaves, because they see this part of the look and they're like, nope, not for me, goodbye. But never fear, trust the process. We're gonna continue on. I'm gonna use the Lunar Beauty LBE2 brush, and we're gonna put some papaya latex on the inner portion of my crease. You know, that might actually be sort of tasty. Papaya latex? Not that I'm eating latex regularly, but you know, could be. If it was papaya flavored, I might. Well, I don't know if those two shades have enough of a different undertone to really matter. They kind of look the same, don't they? I guess they're slightly different. The papaya latex shade has a little bit more of a cool tone to it, not quite as neon-y and vibrant, but they definitely don't work to make a two-tone crease. If you're gonna be using these orange shades that kind of are performing like pressed pigments, I definitely recommend doing your eyeshadow first, or building it up slowly and lightly, and maybe even perhaps using a synthetic bristle brush instead of a natural bristle brush, because I'm getting a ton of kickback and fallout. But you have to keep in mind that I'm not tapping off the excess from my brush before going in, because I want the most pigment possible. But just be aware, with that being said, that there is a lot of fallout. But we're gonna see if I can just air duster that away. I mean, it got rid of some of it. P.S. I love this thing. If you guys ever need to get rid of all of the loose powder sitting on top of your vanity or desk, this Opolar battery-powered air duster is fantastic. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. I'm now going to use the Morphe M519 brush, and I'm going to use the shade Vitamin C Word. I'm so glad he named that Vitamin C Word instead of actually the C word. I don't necessarily mind vulgarity. It's just a name, you know? But saying it out loud feels a little differently when it's coming out of my mouth versus just reading it. And I'm gonna use this shade all the way around to blend the darker orange shades into my own skin tone. Just kind of diffuse those outer edges, lighten them up a little bit. Again, I'm getting a ton of kickback, but also again, I'm not tapping off the excess, and I'm using a natural bristle brush. But I am getting the most pigment. And I'm sort of using a half on, half off method, building up the pigment all the way to the back, and then I'll work on the blend. I'm starting to get some slight patchiness right here in the inner corner. It's kind of my normal spot where patchiness just happens when I start building up shadow and then blending it out. It's like clockwork. Orange. Oh, gotta love a good pun. And I'm getting all up in the brow. That blend is flawless. That is something I just always love about the Jeffree Cosmetics shadow formula. They always work together so beautifully. They just melt into each other with the absolute minimal work to get them to do it. Hence why I'm always so excited when he launches another palette, because it's another palette I get to experiment with. And who doesn't love experimenting with papaya latex? You know you do. You ain't got a lot to kick it. Now for added dimension, I'm gonna use my Morphe M456 brush and go into the shade Forged. I love this color. It is literally like a blood orange, but it looks very close to a red. So it's kind of hard to tell the difference at first in the pan. Honestly, if it wasn't for the swatch, I would probably have thought it was a red, but it's still an orange, just a very red one. I'm gonna go ahead and deepen the crease all the way around. Since I'm gonna be cutting it, I'm not really too worried about making a mess, obviously. Then just make sure I pull it out into the little wing shape. Gotta continue that around, make sure I don't lose my general aesthetic. That shade is so cool. That's just so beautiful. It's like a fiery sunset. Now the only appropriate thing to do is add Deadly Intentions. You know, I can't go without some black in my crease. So I'm gonna use this Morphe little tiny crease brush. I don't know what it's called. And I'm gonna go ahead and add Deadly Intentions, very concise and as clean as possible, just in the crease. You know what? I'm gonna tap off the excess this time. I just don't want this to get too crazy too fast. And I know if I'm not careful, it will. Again, going all the way around in the crease from inner corner to outer corner. Since I'm gonna be cutting it, I need to make sure that the black goes as high, at least as the cut crease will, if not even a little bit higher. It's okay. So for me, my sort of like metric of measurement for my crease is if I relax my forehead and just look forward in the mirror, can I still see the black? Because that's pretty much where my crease is gonna be cut. And I only can on the outside. So it lets me know I need to go ahead and add some more black to the inner crease. Take that up just a little bit higher. And this brush is so perfect for this. You know what's really cool about this Deadly Intention shade? When you put it over matte pigment and you blend it out like you normally would just a regular eyeshadow, you're not gonna get a whole lot of that glitter. Really, I'm not getting any of it as far as I can see. But if I were to put down a tacky base and just pack that black on as strongly as I could get it, it would be just like a galaxy. In other words, you get to see the color for what it actually is if you just pack it on really solid. But I like that I can blend it out like this and keep it softer and just use it as a deepening shade instead. Now that my cute little wedge shape is built up, I'm gonna take the same Morphe M456 brush I used in the shade Forged a minute ago. Go ahead and pick up just a little bit more of the shade Forged, tap off the excess, and blend out Deadly Intentions with Forged. That way I can at least try to keep the pigment from the black from going way too far and blowing it out too big. I just want to soften the edges really. I don't want to pull the color up anymore. It's actually blending out really well. Got a couple little patches on the outer edge here I'm gonna have to build up and blend out, but that's okay. All in due time. Now that I've been blending for about 30 hours, yes, really, I'm not even exaggerating. Not even a little bit. I need to go ahead and cut my crease. I'm gonna have to clean up all the extra shadow first though, because I kind of need to see where the shape is going, because right now I have no clue. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alas, I am cut. So you can see the visible part of my crease is done and visible. Now let's do the hidden part, the part that you're not gonna see until I close my eyes. And this Glimmer of Hope shade has been calling my name since I opened this palette. So I'm gonna use my Morphe M167 really sharp flat brush. Try to pick up Glimmer of Hope here. I think it's too chunky. All it's picking up is the base color, which is like a brown. I guess I'll go ahead and start to lay it down with the brush. I just don't think it's gonna work, but we'll give it a shot, see what happens. And I'm gonna try to keep this shade mainly just in the middle and use a lighter shade in the inner corner and a darker shade in the outer corner, hopefully. So here we go again with the ring finger, and I'm just gonna start pressing it in the center. Yeah, there we go. There it is. I really should probably figure out the best way to get pigments like this to apply with a brush. I mean, I would imagine I could probably use a fluffier flat brush and break up the flakes of shimmer and then get them to stick that way. I just hate breaking up the shadow. That is flawless. It looks like I put gold aluminum foil down on my eyelid and I love it. I'm living my best golden fantasy right now. Now I'm gonna use the Morphe M326 brush and the shade Pale in Comparison. And it seems like this one picks up fairly easily on a brush. It's got a little bit of kind of a yellowy golden reflect to it. No, is that pink? That might be pink. I can't really tell. That shade is so pale in comparison to the gold. Okay, got it applied. Next and last, when it comes to the shimmers on the lid, I'm gonna use this Morphe M124 brush. Another Morphe M124 brush, and I'm gonna use the shade Unblunted. That shade's gonna go on the outer portion of the lid and kind of finish off the bottom part of this wing. Of course, it's gonna look really messy at first, just like they always do on my eye, before I go in and clean it up. That's the epitome of copper. It looks like I just took some solid copper, melted it down, and stuck it on my eyelid. I just don't understand how he does this with shadows like this. Now, when it comes to the outer portion of the lid with this shade, I'm gonna sort of form a V shape with it just so it kind of falls naturally. It looks a little bit more natural when it's done, even though nothing about this is natural, I realize. But it makes shading things a little better looking. Now with the coppery color applied, I think it's everywhere I want it to be. All pigments are now applied, and I'm really loving this. Everything's so vibrant and rich and metallic, that shine. Oh my gosh. But now it's time for me to go off camera and get all my face makeup done. So give me just a few minutes, couple milliseconds for you, and I'll see you guys very soon. Now that I've gotten all the face makeup applied, it's time to move on to the lower lash line. Before I do though, I want to let you guys know what I used on the cheeks. I haven't sprayed my face with setting spray, so it's a little intense. It's fine, it'll dissipate as we go, but I used a combination of the two shades Mysterious Circumstances and Papaya Latex. Mainly Mysterious Circumstances, hence why it's got more of that pinky hue to it. But Papaya Latex did add a little bit of an orange glow. Kind of tied it together with the eye look, and I'm digging it. But now for the lower lash line. I'm gonna use the same Morphe M456 I used earlier in the shade Forged that kind of got mixed with the black a little bit. I've already dusted it off on my color switch to take off the excess pigment, and I'm gonna go ahead and smoke Forged out on the lower lash line. I'm not quite sure this time how I'm gonna be able to make the lower lash line melt into the upper crease because I have a golden border around the edge. Scratch that, I think I have a plan. I'm gonna use this Morphe M573 pointed diffused blender brush and take the shade Vitamin C Word, that's what I tried to use, all around these edges to blend. You can kind of see a little bit of it up here, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the same shade and blend out this red tone with that orange, and I should be able to use it to also pull up and out the orange by this side. It worked, and it worked quite flawlessly. God, that's so beautiful. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna blend right here and pull some of that orange tone down a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I mean, why not? It's not like this look isn't already all the way there. Lower lash line's all blended and smoky, and I'm loving that so much. It's like smoky autumn blood, like a blood moon. I need a highlighter on this face because it's feeling dull. So I'm gonna use my Holy Mist real quick and set my face, and then we'll go in with one of these highlighters. I don't know which one yet. That's so yummy. These are the first Supreme Frost I've seen in a while. He's been launching more of the Extreme Frost formula instead, which I also love. But I've missed the Supreme Frost formula. They're a little more toned down. They don't have quite as much glitter in them, so they're not quite as chunky. And they can sort of help out give more of that soft, natural glow if you want them to. I don't want them to today though. And these are available individually at $32 each. And here we've got Crystal Kumquat, such an interesting name, and Crystal Bling at the bottom. One is more of kind of a slight rosy gold, a little on the mauve side kind of, and the other is more of like a champagne-y pinkish sort of color. I think for today I'm in more of a citrus bling mood than a Crystal Kumquat sort of mood. I don't really know what mood that would be to be in the mood for Crystal Kumquat. It's just fun to say. Let's all say it together. Crystal Kumquat. Didn't that just make you feel good? Moment of truth for Citrus Bling. You know, the swatch wasn't very citrus. I don't know where that's necessarily coming from. Even currently, I don't know that I see yellow or orange, but I do see beautiful highlight. Speaking of beautiful highlight, look at that press. I think that's one of the best ones yet. It looks like an orange. You know what? I know a lot of people love getting those really colorful highlighters with these specific launches like this, but this highlighter I feel like is gonna be a go-to for me for just an everyday highlight because it is so natural looking but so glow from within, if that made any kind of sense at all. It's really pretty. It looks like I'm glowing from within. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, get these brows filled in because they're looking a little dull. Go ahead and get my mascara applied on my upper lashes, and then we're gonna use the coral one on my lower lashes, pick a lipstick, and pick a Supreme gloss. BRB. Got my mascara applied to my upper lashes. I also jabbed my left eyeball with my Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. So if it's acting kind of funny and like partially closing and not closing all the way, that's why, because it really burns. But the show must go on. So now let's use the proof mascara in the shade Coral. This is just gonna be on the lower lashes though. Luckily, it's weatherproof, sweat-proof, proof, gag-proof, and cry-proof, because this whole watery eye is killing me. I thought it was gonna be just the black packaging with Coral mascara inside, but no, it is in fact a completely different color. That's so cute. And it is so bright. I hope it's just as vivid on the lashes. That's super fun already. It's just a little touch of color, nothing major. It's kind of mixing with the black mascara on the outer edges of my lashes, and you can see it almost turning into like a vampy orange, or vampy coral, I should say. 2 coats is definitely where it's at. 1 coat got them coated in color. They just weren't poppin' vibrant. Now they are poppin' vibrant. They are coral lower lashes, no doubt about it. Now let's get some color on these lips. First though, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all 12 shades of the Velour liquid lipsticks and Supreme glosses on my hand so we can see what they look like. So here's all 12 shades of the Velour liquid lipsticks on this side and the Supreme glosses on this side. Starting with the Velour liquid lipsticks at the top, we've got No Squeeze, Play Your Luck, I guess we call the third one just Special Edition. Then Pain is Pleasure, Don't Panic, and Bite My Lip. Then the Supreme glosses, again top to bottom, Entwined, Nude Garden, Orange County, Never Content, Unicorn Blood, and Hot Headed. I think for today's look, the Pain is Pleasure shade is calling my name. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. That's a very pumpkin-y orange. It's a really nice fall color though. I'm actually loving this color. Strange. It's almost like this lipstick was made to go with this eye look. Impossible. I'm also gonna take the tiniest bit of this Special Edition shade. Again, that's just what I'm gonna call it because I don't know what the name is. It's just got a little bag with a crown on top. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna put a little bit of the Pricked lipstick right on the center and see if it's lighter. I don't know that it's lighter. It's cooler toned. It's creating a little dimension. I'll take it. And blend some edges in. Make sure I don't have just a goofy hard line. And you know what? I think that I like this lip just as is. The Supreme glosses are beautiful though, but they're more like my throw it on quick and in a hurry kind of lip product. With a Velour liquid lipstick, I've got to get a nice clean line all the way around or it's gonna look just real goofy. But with the Supreme lip glosses, you can have kind of a mix of both, the real pigment, but also the laziness of a gloss. You know what I mean, just that effortless, easy, glossy lip. So with the lips being done, my face is now pricked. What do you guys think? So despite the fact that my left eye is still on fire and I'm sure it looks funny in some sort of way, when I look in the mirror, it looks like it's a different shape than my other eye now because it's so bothered at this point in time. But other than that, I think this is a beautiful look. I love that it's all very, very orangey, but that we could still break away from just solid monochromatic orange and get some different kinds of tones in here with the gold and the copper and the slight pinky white in the inner corner. Don't know how that happened, but it did, and it's beautiful, and I love it. All in all, the collection as a whole is amazing, which I knew it would be. Just like every other Jeffree Star Cosmetics collection I've got, just the quality of the products, you can tell that the time and money is invested in it, and it really pays off in the end, especially with the results that we get. I love it. I'm so glad it went this way. The gold made me feel like a reflective mirror worth $1 million. If you guys did enjoy it, it would mean the world to me if you wanted to give me a thumbs up, just to let me know you did. It helps me understand what type of content you guys enjoy so that I can continue to deliver that type of content. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, then please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and to never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys.